Hola, Colchoneros. Welcome back to Atleti Fanatics. And yeah, Fran, are you done with the talk? Anyway, welcome back to the channel, guys. And we are back, and we are back with the classic referee decisions as well, which is obviously against us. Tell me something new, referees messing up decisions against us, Atleti. And it's really funny, like how we have to compete with all of these things in the La Liga. I mean, I'll say what you want. Like Real Madrid fans will say, like Barcelona is a corrupt club. Barcelona fans will say Real Madrid is a corrupt club. The truth is, both of you all are corrupted clubs. So like like there's time like someone should say this. Like both of you all are corrupted clubs. So like literally stop playing blaming games and then literally just accept the fact because both of your clubs are corrupted clubs to the core, I would say. And it's really difficult for others, to be honest, because if you see like last match from this one was against Real Madrid, Dani Carvajal getting away with fouls, and this one Gerard Martin getting away with a red card, obviously, which is again that's a red card all day. And the funny fact is like I really appreciate like how Atleti admin like literally just went through the like the referee committee, the CTRFEF video, which they said themselves that kind of foul is a red card, which is funny because again that came from the referee committee itself, and then the referees now in this match are saying it's from the VAR that it's not a red card. I mean, like make sense out of it. Like, how
Hey,
does it even make sense?
we're 2 minutes in and you're still talking about the red card. Look over the game,
So,
fella.
I mean, I can't help it. I can't help it because this is like like this is hypocrisy at its best. It's just like what do you call it? Like the irony of this, because this is the match day, by the way, guys. This is match day 25. This is Real Betis versus Rayo Vallecano. This is match day 25, and in that, like, again, this is a video. This is not me making up anything. This is a official video from CTARFEF, where it clearly says the challenge like this is a red card. Now, again, this is not me saying, this is the referee committee of Spain saying this. And still they go on and do this. I mean, I have like, like nothing to add over there. But again, like, just like and subscribe. Again, I think now we can start with the review of this match just because
Oh,
I
the
want to like,
actual, okay.
yeah, I really wanted to let it all out. But anyway, guys, the match. Initial thoughts for me in this match, I am really, really proud of my team. We played our second team. We played our third team. In fact, we got two debuts, which I didn't expect it at all. I mean, maybe one debut, but like we had Morchio, if I want to say, and then we had Tawfiq, and then yeah, Keeks is jumping up over here. We had Tawfiq debuting up as well, and like I know, like like I think in the first half we had a really, really good game. I would say we had plenty of chances in the first half as well with Griezmann with two chances, and then finally Giuliano Simeone breaking the deadlock and then scoring that one goal with amazing run. And like like we all say about Longley being trash, whatever, but that was a good ball from Longley, so I'm giving him the credit as well over here. And but then obviously the match went different way when Nico Gonzalez, tried to become a basketball player with try to grab the ball, and then that's where we agree. That's a red card. That's a red card. There's no argument about it. Nico Gonzalez red card. That's a red
I
card.
think
No
the only
argument.
argument is was it a second yellow or was it a direct red?
Yeah, but
Personally, I
I don't
don't
really
care.
care.
I think the
Exactly.
more
I
the
don't really
more
care.
games you suspend them, the better for us.
I don't really
But
exactly. It's
yeah,
Nico Gonzalez. I don't really care. And then the second half, obviously, without without an extra man, like we had 10 men playing a midfield of Obed Vargas and Tawfiq and Javi Morcillo. I mean, I am impressed. I am proud of my team. Like, I am really, really happy. Seriously. Because again, there are three midfielders of us Obed Vargas, Morcillo, and then obviously Tawfiq against, again, we call Barcelona midfield the best in the world. Against that midfield, Pedri, you have Dani Olmo, you have over there, Mark Bernal got injured, but he was there as well. But then, anyway, against the best, we know we call Barcelona's midfield best in the world. So against them, I think that midfield played really, really well. Defensively, I think we finally saw an Atleti defensively that was very, very good after a very, very long time. And we conceded an unlucky goal for sure. And I think for me, this is a very, very shameful win for Barcelona. I mean, they got the 3 points for sure. But I think this is very, very shameful from Barcelona. But anyway, I think the way I see this match is like I see a lot of positives in this match. The negatives I want to say is like, I expected the negatives from that certain type of players only. Like no Lenormand messing up and then Nico Gonzalez obviously. So that's I mean like that's expected only. So but there was a lot of unexpected things which happened and that happened in a positive way. So I'm happy for that. And I think like finally I think Atleti has something to fight for at Camp Nou because I think there are tensions going on at Athletic dressing room. I think there will be a feeling of that, like like that heat up, like you have to perform at Camp Nou because things are going against you, and like like you feel motivated, like that energy, like of that anger. I think we can use it in a different way at Camp Nou, and hopefully we can. That'll be great. But anyway, guys, initial thoughts.
Fine, you go first.
No, I am very happy with this game. I said it in the preview. I don't really care much about this game, and I said in the preview that I would have rested Julian, Lugman, and Hansko, which were the guys that played a lot in the international break, and that's what we did. So I could not be happier. I really don't mind the loss, especially in the way we lost. We lost against. We talked about how maybe a win against Real Madrid and Barcelona can create momentum and that. But I feel like in both losses, we ended up with our head held high. I don't feel I feel proud in both games. We played very well, even though we lost. So I don't think it will affect us much. So I see more positives than negatives. We played quite well considering what we had. We had the B team, and we got chances. We were attacking them in transitions. We defended well. Of course, probably if we didn't have that time bomb in defense, whose name is Robin Lenormand, probably we would have drawn or maybe even better. But overall, I am happy. I mean, the most highlightable thing is that Hansko, Lugman, and Julian played 0 minutes. Llorente also played 0 minutes. Koke, 45 minutes, same as Ruggeri. And, well, for them, Araujo was injured. Bernal was injured, I think.
I think he's
Olmo and Cancelo were knackered. Pedri and Lamine played a lot. So it's a very positive exchange, And, well, we got to see the kids play, so it's all good. And special mention to Obed Vargas, incredible game. Probably if we don't count Musa, because in these types of games he's always the man of the match. If we don't count him, probably my man of the match.
Big agree. Mine, you already talked about a lot of what I wanted to talk about. I just think it was upon seeing that lineup, I was like, I was elated because I was like, oh, we're not trying to win. We're not even like this is a clear throwaway, which is gonna give minutes to these other players and keep it simple. And I think we played a lot better than I thought we were going to play, which is both good for Atletico and also a bad side for Barcelona. I know that obviously they're not going to play. They didn't play 100% compared to how they played in the Camp Nou last time. But if you apply, let's say, a few players here and there, if you change Almada to Lookman, if you change Ruggeri, we call it Nico to Ruggeri, if you change hopefully Pubil to Lenormand and these other it's small incremental changes, but it stacks up and in a hopefully a very positive way that I think you kind of look at you go, okay, well, how good are you against a big like a proper team in this setting in the Champions League? How does this affect you? How much are you willing to play? All these other things. So I think that's cool. I like that. Yeah, and I'll talk about everything else in more detail later. Great stuff.
Aggressive indeed. Let's just talk about Obed Vargas only. I'm going to start with this only. I think I didn't expect Simeone to start Obed Vargas in such a game, to be honest. But I think let's just talk about the starting lineup only, since I'm just mentioning Obed Vargas, because I I was shocked when I saw this lineup. To be honest, I was shocked because Julian Alvarez was benched, Lukman was benched, and then David Hansko was benched, and then Jimenez was benched, and then like I don't know if Jan Oblak was available or not. I didn't see him.
I know you.
Was it?
No,
No, no, no,
he
no, he
was.
was not. Okay. All right. Ruggeri was benched, and then again, I mean,
That's the
Llorente is
only one
obviously
I think is I'll double check. I'm not sure why Ruggiero is benched because he didn't play the international break. Like, there's not,
I said that. Yeah.
yeah.
No, one thing I don't know. I think it's a bit off topic, but I don't know what is happening with Pubil, because I thought it was something very mild, and now he may not reach the game against Barcelona. I'm sorry, I had the doubt in my head.
it's something. I think something related to the ribs. Like he's struggling with the ribs, that part of the
Uh,
body.
also with Johnny, I was told that he came back from the USA with no injury, and apparently now he has one. But
Yeah,
I guess we'll talk about it later.
fuck Pochettino for that. Fuck Pochettino. I just hate his face.
That's
or
a lot
something
of
like that.
that's a lot of aggression. And as much as I am
Uh,
not a big fan of Pochettino, is what it's like. It's whatever. Johnny, regardless of Pochettino, has been injured almost half the season already. Like that's just how the situation has been with Atletico.
yeah, and this is why I'm going for Ederson. You see.
No,
Okay,
well, we'll talk
no,
about that
Again,
in a bit.
different
But
topic,
yeah,
guys.
we'll
Anyway,
talk about that
different
later.
topic. Anyway.
But more so, I think when you look at Pubil is weird, right? Like I thought I thought he was going to potentially come on versus Real Madrid. That's what the reports were basically saying. He didn't play anything in the international break. He didn't even have a chance to come back into this game. And I'm like, okay, so how long was he actually supposed to be out? We're doing the same thing, the Barrios thing, where it's like it's very secretive. We don't actually know what's happening.
yeah, but that's always the case with Atletico. And if someone has an injury, they just say he has a muscle injury. They don't even tell you where. They don't tell you
What
nothing.
type?
Yeah,
And
it's funny. It's funny that they just say they knock. They have a knock in the training session. They have a knock over here and there. They don't really mention like what extent of the injury it is. Like how long it's gonna last. It's just it's a knock. But
On that note, I would say, despite the injuries to Johnny and in the midfield, and the fact that we have no midfielders basically coming into this game, and Llorente is also out, who's supposed to be auxiliary midfield, right? We decided to use Baena as a second striker.
I mean,
Again,
this was
not
our
too sure why.
bench. This was our bench. Hanshko was didn't play, and then Lukman, Julian Alvarez, obviously, like I said.
Yeah, they can't play, not this game. But it's like you look at our midfield and you think, okay, well, I didn't expect Obed, but I did say I think that was the only one I thought was going to be a shock call for this game. I was right on that part. I wasn't right on anything else into the lineup. Amada starting, didn't expect it. Lenormand, didn't expect it.
No,
Lenglet,
yeah.
didn't expect. I mean, you never know. You never know. Molina, I expected.
No,
I think
because
Molina had a good game, all things considered, no?
yeah.
But
No, but I was elated. I said it in the preview. I would have put all the bench players, and we approached the game with lots of personality, considering we were playing with bench players. No,
I hope we do something similar in the camp now, at least for the first half, because I think that you kind of put Barcelona on their toes in a way that they can't really immediately cope. And I'm fine with that. Nico Gonzalez played exactly how I expected him to play. And that was
look.
To be honest, Nico Gonzalez made a stupid mistake with that handball, getting a yellow card. That was a stupid mistake. And then I think no one is stopping Lamine Yamal with that. Like like ball over the top, no one is stopping Lamine Yamal in that one. Even if it's Ruggeri, even if it's Nico Gonzalez.
put down money for left back.
Exactly. You have to get a left back who has good pace. So no one would have stopped Lamine Yamal over there.
I think the main positive from this game is that Simeone, with 11 men, outcoached Hansi Flick. I think he did a very good job, played to his strengths, and attacked the weaknesses of Barcelona. And it's good. That's very positive. But we don't know what we're going to see in the Camp Nou, because the last time we played in the Camp Nou, we had a 4-0 advantage, and the team looked like they play around that. I mean, we heard in the interviews that they basically were ready to concede 3 goals. This time, they are not ready to concede 3 goals, and we'll see what they'll do. But well, let's focus on this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think like regarding like I would say everyone played a really good game except Thiago Almada. I would say in this match,
Yes.
and then Thiago Almada wasn't really there, and
I
then
mean-
I think Koke
I
at
don't
some
know.
part wasn't there as well.
I don't know if everyone played well. Everyone had their moments. You know, Lenglet
Yes.
had that assist. Lenormand
True.
had 2 times that he stopped Rashford. But yeah,
Rashford,
Almada, so disappointing. Every time
True.
he starts, he squanders his chance, and it's frustrating because he's a starter for Argentina, and I don't want to see him there either.
It's kind of a waste. I think when you look
True.
at the,
And
especially
on,
because Nico Gonzalez was left in a one-on-one, because Amada was never dropping back to help Nico Gonzalez, which is, I think, one of the few things I praised Amada for when Ruggieri was there, is that Amada usually did drop a lot of times to help out Ruggieri, did not help Nico Gonzalez, much worse one-on-one defender, and he got cooked quite often by Lamine Yamal, like we said he was going to. I don't know. It's this, that flank just didn't do a whole lot of favors for itself. If you consider the fact that Bayern would have been better there, if you consider the fact that what do you call it? You had less link up and less build up on that flank as well, in comparison to when you use Koke and Obed on the right hand side, like linking up between Griezmann. It's just kind of a waste. Didn't make sense.
It's I didn't know Cholo was already on giving players the academy players chances, because you know Julio Diaz could have started this game.
For his own sake, I don't want him to get embarrassed by Lamine. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just for his own sake.
But anyway, also by the way, guys, we have a winner among us. First time, someone who got the prediction right.
Good job, buddy.
forget
Me, yeah.
don't forget.
Thank you.
What time?
I
Why are
said-
you saying thank you? Why are you saying thank you?
I said 3-1. I said 3-1. Who was it? Who got it right?
No, Alex got
I
it right
got it
because he
right.
said 2-1.
I got it.
Alex,
said 2-1.
vamos.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you, Fran. And Keeks is a jealous guy over here, as you guys.
I'm not jealous. What do you win? I just want to know. I just want to know.
You win the medal of psychiatric things. But anyway, we
Salute Cup kind of vibes. Okay, fair enough.
I mean it's a trophy. But anyway, we move on to the match. I would say talking about Griezmann, I would say Griezmann was amazing, defending amazing, linking up play amazing. But then I think that he was missing the shooting boots today.
It's
I think
okay.
he should have scored 2 goals.
We barely
Should have
talked
scored
about
2
it
goals.
on when we were on the live, but I think both of those chances, you'd think to yourself, if anybody's
should
going to
have
score
scored
it, it should have
Yeah,
been
he should have.
Griezmann, right?
Yeah. I mean, those
did
were very
He
easy
did
chances.
really good in terms of the he puts, I think, is Kubasi and Araujo down,
Yeah.
and then it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, score this goal. You did everything right. Finish it up.
He completely misplaced that shot. He shot it straight to Joan Garcia. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's okay. He can save his goals for the Champions League.
I mean, if you say it like that, then yeah, sure. I'm all in for it. But
And
talking about the game,
Giuliano, another player we kind of like overlooked. Really good defensively, really good going forward. The goal was fantastic, but more so, I think, just the general level of play that Giuliano had against Cancelo, just effectively making Cancelo useless defensively, I think is really important. Hopefully, we'll repeat that in the next set of games.
right? Anyway, let's just take a look at the stats quickly. So this is overall. I'm just gonna take first half. So this was the first half. It was a pretty even game. I would say end to end. Barca had their chances as well. Fermin Lopez had a chance where I think, again, guys, I really want to talk about this. I think Molina is really coming back into form. Molina is actually looking good. I mean, like past 3 matches, he has been good.
The thing is, usually against Barcelona, you have Rafinha attacking his back, and that's no good. But Rashford looks more like a direct dribbler. You know, he's running towards you, and I think Molina is a bit better against that with the ball
No,
now.
Really
defensively he was good. Defensively he was good, but like attacking wise as well, Molina was good. Like I remember, I think like yes, like he misplaced a few passes for sure. I remember, funnily enough, I remember that like he was trying to cross it to Thiago Almada with his left foot, or very awful pass. But I remember those passes like a few. But like I think on the ball, Molina was good today. I would say he was
Uh,
getting the better of the Barca press.
Yeah, I think
imagine,
so.
imagine
Go
how bad you have to be for Molina to be on your team and not even be the not even be better than him as an Argentine. Like Molina is not on our top 2 worst Argentines. How crazy is that?
But these are the
That's way too harsh. That's way too harsh, bro. Like what
these
the
are the
hell?
games, bro.
In the
Because
game,
remember,
Nico Gonzalez and Almada. Anyway,
this is
where were you going to say, Senkis?
this is so funny because I was thinking to myself, it's like remember the same 1-1 that we had against Real Madrid last season, right? At our home. Vinny, very good dribbler, very, very high quality dribbler, these other things, right? Not once did he get past Molina, which is really funny to me. Because when you think of a player who you expect to beat Molina, it is dribblers and people who can run into space. Vinny is both of those things. Vinny did not decide to ever, he never got past Molina. And it's the same thing, I think, for the most part for Rashford. Rashford didn't really get past Molina. He got to pass through Lenormand. And by passing through Lenormand, he'll be on the floor because Lenormand isn't good enough, right? Okay, cool. But in that sense, I'm very happy because I think if you play into the strengths of Molina, he'll look insane because he is insane when you have everything in his exact favor. There's nothing stopping him defensively. Rashford doesn't drop back enough. Cancelo's not good defensively. When you look at the other opposite side, Rashford is very static. His pressing isn't particularly good. He likes to take him on. These are the games where Molina looks good. If he has the exact same game against Sevilla, he'll look terrible. Of that, I have no question. So,
But no, it's Rafinha not being available. It's more beneficial to us than people realize. Remember the 3-1, earlier this season at Montjuic, or was it Camp Nou already? No, it was Montjuic.
I think it was Camp Nou.
Okay. The 3-1.
Mind.
The first goal happens because Rafinha runs into space really well, and they get a chance. In this game, nobody was really running into space except for maybe Pedri, but you don't want Pedri running into space. You want Pedri putting those passes.
And for me, a bit in the first half, but that was kind of more so down to Lamine than I think for me in making the runs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So Rafinha used to make excellent inside runs that created a lot of danger, and he also used to run in behind of Molina, which we know Molina is awful at defending his back. So Rafinha not being there is a real blessing. Maybe, I am scared of Lamine, I am scared of Pedri, but Rafinha always scores against us. So I'm very happy with that. It's a positive sign. So I don't mind that much. With all our injuries in midfield, I don't mind that much if Llorente plays in midfield and Molina starts. Or maybe Obed. We can play Obed. Obed did well.
Obed have a very good. But the thing I discussed this with Keeks as well in the live when we were doing the watch along. Like Obed did really good at home stadium again with the fans, backing us up. When you go to an away stadium, it's not easy, especially at Camp Nou. It won't be easy. You have 50,000-60,000 Barca fans, up on you, and as young as he is, I think he needs that experience as well. But again, I think the nervousness kicks in. You get me?
And
because
he never played in an atmosphere as difficult as this, because he used to play in the MLS. MLS is not known for its atmosphere, even if you go to a rival stadium.
I think
Exactly.
we saw
So
that in the Mexico versus Portugal game where I think he was a little. I didn't get to see the first half initially, so I had to rewatch it afterwards. But it's like he had some nice moments, but for the most part, the good parts that we saw about Obed today, which was as soon as he gets the ball, he knows his pass. He also knows his second pass if he gets the ball back again, right? That
Mm.
wasn't really the case in the Portugal game because you have a very different atmosphere. You have a very different team, and the pressure is if I play this well, I get to go to the World Cup, which is not small pressure for a 20-year-old. So this one is like we don't care if we win, lose, or draw this game. There's no pressure. You can just do what you want, and he played really well, both on and off the ball. So we'll see how that applies. I don't know. I don't think Simeone will push him into the fire again, but it's nice to see that what he did manage to perform on one of the better teams in Europe, just like randomly starting, you know?
Mm.
true, true. But anyway, I was the reason why I was talking about Molina was because of this chance from Fermin Lopez. I mean, that was a wonderful ball by Lamine Yamal, by the way, to Fermin Lopez. But like you see, he was 1v1. Molina came in and like he disrupted it. And then look at his shot. Like where did he shoot? Look at that. N- How far is that from target as well? So this is why I was praising Molina. But anyway, I think this goal from Rashford is obviously with a 1-2 of Dani Olmo and Rashford, where Lenormand makes a mistake over here, and then finally giving in to the situation. I thought like he's gonna have a very good game as it was looking at the start, because he was stopping Rashford every now and then with those tackles. But in this one, in this particular gameplay, I think he gives in, and then obviously 1-2 with Dani Olmo, and then Rashford scores. And then
One two really
we
shouldn't
had
be able to immediately take out the centre back at the Atletico. Like you need to be better than that, man.
true, and then again there's a chance from Barca as well. This one, Lamine Yamal hitting the post, and this one I don't really consider it a chance, to be honest, because it's a very bad angle to shoot as well, and like you have to shoot it with immense force to beat a goalkeeper. So I don't really consider this as a chance, but like yes, Barca had these two chances, and I think we defend this one pretty well. This one I would say not so well, but it's okay. And we had these are which are chances where I think Griezmann should have scored this one for sure. And then uh, hang on, and then obviously this one, which I think he scuffs it. This was an amazing pass from Baina. Baina was playing pretty good as
Yep.
well. Baina created
Baina
everything.
showed us a few moments of brilliance. I remember that ball against to Griezmann, and I remember a ball that he placed into the half spaces for a run and timed it perfectly.
I
But
think
the
it was
problem
to
is,
okay in the first half, yeah.
yeah, and but he was playing pretty much as a striker because I saw Griezmann dropping deep more than him because Griezmann was doing the was playing with Obed where he dropped deep and Obed pushed forward, and in Baena's side Almada didn't really do that, so Almada was deeper and Baena had to stay higher and attack spaces. So I hate to see that he's pretty much playing as a striker, but he showed good stuff and I really liked him. In the second half, he played a bit deeper, but it was really short.
True. So I think, like I said, first half was pretty even, but second half, this is where I think you got the vintage Atletico de Madrid, 17% of possession against 83%. And then you guys can see, oh, we had no shots in the second half. And then you can see the attacks of Barcelona from here, the dots and dots. And again, at the end, I still like, even after all of these shots, I think there was one chance of Ferran Torres. I think it was this one, Ferran Torres on Juan Musso. And then there was one more. I forgot who was it. There was one more chance. I think it was Ferran Torres only, where Juan Musso saves it. Uh, but anyway, I think those two saves and that's it. And then obviously the lucky goal from Lewandowski. This is what you get, like, when you have an experienced striker like Lewandowski, like, like they just appear at the right time to
Right
just
place,
like,
right
tap
time. Yeah.
exactly, just to tap it in or whatever. So this is where like you get to know the experience of the experienced striker. And like for us
We'll see
Atleti fans,
this.
it was very, very unlucky to concede
Lewandowski had
in
one
that
chance
manner.
that he didn't even realize he was taking, and he scored it. And then Solot had a one chance and just completely scuffed the play, and then that was it.
Oh Yeah, I was so mad because
But yeah, that was a very
Rocheri's
bad
pass,
touch.
Rocheri's pass was
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly. That was such a bad touch from Sorloth. I was telling Keeks on the live, like like I think if he goes with his right foot, I think he could have like like gone away with. But like controlling with his left foot, never an option, never a
Um,
good option.
it was, you see the intelligence of a striker, because I feel like Sorloth didn't expect the ball to reach him. I think he expected the defender to get to it first and wasn't prepared when the ball got past the defender. But whatever.
True, and exactly this is what I don't like about Sorloth. Like as much as I like praised him in the past, but I've said this like many times as well. This is I really don't like. Like he doesn't anticipate things. Like it might drop to you. Like be ready about it. He
And
doesn't
that's like
really do that.
core principle you want out of your striker.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you of all people need to anticipate things because if you
yeah,
are
yeah.
ahead of the defender, you will score.
Yeah, and he was really, he wasn't ready. He prepared for the defender to reach the ball, and that's it.
Of course, but I think again, like I said, the way we defended again, Jose Jimenez came on, and like today I saw like the Jose Jimenez we are used to know. Perfect. And that tackle, there was this one tackle from Jose Jimenez. What a tackle that was! It was given offside for sure, but like that was a very good tackle from Jose Jimenez. There's a ball from Lamine Yamal, and like I think it was going to Lewandowski, and like Jose Jimenez just comes out of nowhere with that tackle. So I'm happy with Jose Jimenez. Hopefully, he can continue. If he plays at Camp Nou. But again, there was nothing we could really do with 10 men. Again, back to the thing. I think the first minute in the second half, where I think Gerard Martin should have been sent off, the game could have been different. And what I mean by the game could have been different is I think Barca could have lost the match. That's what I meant, because Atleti was playing really well. But anyway, guys,
In that sense, sure. And I do think it does leave a kind of a sour taste in your mouth, especially considering we said it in the preview. I really don't care if we win or lose this game. I'm expecting a loss, frankly. But it's like this is one of the lamer ways to do it. We're playing with our B team. You're still not really creating a ton of chances, and you really need to have the 11 men in this scenario. All right, cool. But the positive, because of this, we get two different debuts. So I'll take what I get. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I'm fine with it. But it is on principle, it's wrong. On principle, this is one of those situations where I think your team is good enough that you didn't need to have this scenario for you to win the game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna play on means of players. Just you can easily win this if you just try hard enough.
true. And by the way, guys, my reference to what I was saying. So again, this is from the official account as well, from Atletico de Madrid. In match day 25, the CTARFEF, the Committee of Referees, reviewed a challenge between Valentin Gomez and Raju that is identical to the challenge between Gerard Martin and Thiago Almada. Now, I can't show you guys the video because we will get
La Liga
copyrighted.
loves to
Uh,
play them videos.
and then in this video, again, they published the video. The CTA clearly determined that the player should receive a red card and be sent off. And again, this is just like I'm really happy. Like like it just came out, in the media as well. Like how the referee system in Spain is, and like it's for everyone to see now. Like what they said, the committee said, and like what they did uh in this
Eh,
match.
the thing is, okay, maybe I can see where you're going from. Where you're talking. Okay, he was clearing the ball and couldn't stop, and Almada had his foot there. It was unintentional, but you're not taking into account that this could have broken the guy's leg. And sometimes I think some tackles, some red cards should be measured on how dangerous it is, the foul, and not really if he got to the ball first or whatever.
True,
This is one
and Daniel,
because
do you know guys what Daniel Olmo said in the post match conference?
oh well,
He
he was
said like
up in 15 seconds. I was like,
yeah, he was walking, so I think it was everything fine. Like what do
this
you mean
is
by he
I
was
think
walking?
this is the part that is okay. Look, players post match are not going to have very nuanced opinions, and Danny Olmo is not going to be one of the players. I think you know what you're going to have the best ever opinion. I need to listen to Danny Olmo when the stocks change or something like that. Like this is not some guy I would view as the top like peak of everything. Him and Eric Garcia are not my favorite Barcelona fans, like players, but there's a sort of idiocy that comes from it that I can't quite understand as a player. You know what happens in a scenario like that. If something actually happens, Almada plays nothing of the rest of the season. He misses the World Cup. These are not, and then afterwards probably changes his entire football style because breaking your leg is not a small injury to recover from. Like so, it is one of those things where it's like, oh well, he was up like that. It doesn't change anything. What if Gerard Martin did break his leg? What if he was out for the rest of the season? What if he was out for the rest of the year? Oh well, then he deserves the red card. No, well then he would deserve the red card, and then what? He'll miss like 2 games while Almada misses the rest of the season. That's not fair. There's a sort of disconnect that I think I just can't quite understand. So in
And
that respect,
yeah, I'm really glad like this came out actually. Like like it's for everyone to see. The referee committee saying one thing and doing the other thing. It's for everyone to see. I'm loving it actually. Now they're
I
on the back foot, and then finally Atleti has an upper hand with the evidence as well. I
it
mean,
doesn't mean anything though. That's the issue, right? This is La Liga.
I
We
mean,
don't talk about the
yeah,
referees too much because we'll
get
talk
it.
all this talk. We'll take put 10, 15, 20 minutes in this episode talking about it. Nothing changes, and we'll be doing this for like 4 or 5 years afterwards where nothing changes at all in these big
Yeah,
games.
and like like all this talk about like don't question the referee. Fuck that. Like, I think like we should put pressure on the referees as much as Real and Barca do because again these guys deserve it actually for the things they do.
No,
But anyway, guys, I don't really
the
I
wanna
thing
want to
is,
talk about
extend it too
the
much.
debuts. It's
Yeah,
what did you
I don't
say?
wanna extend it too much. I don't
debuts.
wanna I don't wanna
Ah,
extend it too much. So we're gonna talk about the
Oh, so
again
you
how he.
can talk about your referee, but I can't talk about it. All
Okay,
right.
fine,
I
fine,
get it. No, no,
fine.
no. You see,
No, no,
fellas,
no, no, no. I
I
said
wanted
yeah,
Taufik
yeah.
debut. Alex
no.
said
I
no, it won't happen. I know for a fact it won't
no,
happen this season. It happens,
no,
and he's trying to silence me.
no,
Don't
no, no,
forget.
no.
I was talking about it.
I said, like, like, I said, let's just not extend this topic of referees. Let's just talk about the
Mm,
debuts. That's
mm.
what I said. So
Mm.
now that's being said. Go on, geeks.
I get 10 pity minutes. In the respect though, I would say I did not expect Mosio to have a debut so far this season. I think Mosio is a player who we signed him in the summer. I wasn't incredibly impressed with the sign because I thought it was just gonna cut into the. It was like, okay, we have a DM, nice, so we can potentially play Taufik and Castillo in midfield for the B team.
Wait, I'm going to be honest. Well, I don't watch a lot of the academy, and I read from Twitter the names of the players that are being hyped. I have never heard of Javi Morcillo in my life.
Yeah, because he barely plays himself. So
Hmm.
Mosio, he
I
is.
mean, the guy doesn't have a photo on a football.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to actually, I actually have to find a photo of him now
He
just to
does have
put
a
him
photo
because
on Sofa.
exactly. Put Bob not as good. I'm joking. Anyway, but it's more so about Mosio. I think he only recently got his first like proper start with the B team. I could be wrong on that. I'll ask for here afterwards. But he barely plays in terms of the actual starting the games. So he had a good game against for the B team. Came back from I think 2-1 lost and won the game 3-2. He was very much a part of that. Castillo is another player I've mentioned here and there. Taufik is a player I've mentioned here, but Taufik barely plays for the B team, if at all. We go Castillo barely plays. Is a lot of times is a lot of the other players. So when he eventually got called up, I was like, oh okay. Didn't expect you to get called up at all. Not only did I expect him to get called, I didn't expect him to play. So props to him. I think he's more of a kind of a 6 in a double pivot. He's very good, but in terms of the off the ball stuff, he has some nice understanding of terms of the linking up and build up and these other things. I like him. I think he had a really good debut for us today. And we call it also great debut from Taufik. I'm very biased. I thought he was supposed to debut since that Eintracht Frankfurt game in Champions League, like months ago now. But happy that he finally gets it in a big game like Barca, where you get to see some of the benefits of these younger players who only played at the highest level, like third division. Very good off the ball, very good of understanding of where they need to be and these things. So Maybe we'll see more of them. Maybe we'll see both of them start against the Sevilla game just for the kicks. I don't know, but I'm happy. What do you think, Fran? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I come from, River Plate fan, so in River Plate we are constantly saying play the kids, play the kids, play the kids, because River Plate is the best academy in the world pretty much. So I am always going to be happy when academy players get minutes. For me, if we someday feel an 11 full of academy graduates, I'm going to be the happiest person in the world. So whenever the kids get minutes, I am happy. I mean, they didn't get to do much. It was like pure defending in the second half when they entered the pitch. I don't think that I have very good highlights from them. I remember them being aggressive in some duels, and it was okay. So, I mean, I want to see them in a low stakes game, a Real Oviedo, a Levante, where they get to have the ball and they get to do something. But I'm very happy that they play. I was very happy that, like, usually when Simeone plays the B team, he puts Giuliano on like 30 minutes. Lookman, he puts the starters at the end. But no, this time he went with straight with the kids, and I was very happy.
True. And now we're talking about like the academic. His kicks is gone. Okay. And now he was blaming me. Never mind. But no, I think like I'm really happy with the debuts as well. Actually, I think especially from I think Morcio was the one who surprised me, to be honest. Tawfiq, I think like he didn't really have that good of a game, I would say. But like I think Morcio for me impressed me really, really well. But Kia kicks is back.
Fran is
y- y-
again.
yeah, kicks what
Sorry,
France said.
Alex silencing me again. He destroyed my internet. Well,
Yeah, well, what Franz said, like like let's just keep geeks out of this conversation and then let's just move on.
mhm. In that photo, we have another player who scored today, Omar Jane, having a good season with
Scored
Barcelona.
again today.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Like I'm saying,
He could have played today.
this would you have preferred Solat or Jane in this game?
No.
You know what I mean?
I would prefer to bring back right now. I don't know, Fernando Torres, Leo Baptistao. Put Leo Baptistao now wherever he is up front, and I prefer him to Sorloth.
Damn, wow. Okay.
I don't know why I had that name in my head.
So much hate, so much hate, so much hate. I mean, I'm glad like you didn't mention Musa Dembele or something. Not Musa. Wait, hang on. Musa Dembele, right? His first name is
Yeah,
Musa,
Musa.
Yeah.
And
I'm
there are a
glad.
lot.
He scored no goals or assists for us, but he was there for the
Doncic,
critical moment.
Kalinic.
Kalinic, yes. But anyway, different conversation, guys. Different conversation. Keeks, you wanna continue?
No, I'm good for now. Thank you. Yes. All I would say though is
You were complaining about petty minutes, and he's giving you more. Come on, talk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No. I would say we call it. This does have a really good impact because I feel like 2-3 months ago we were like begging for academy players, because if we're gonna see players like Nico Gonzalez and Almada sync up the pitch, we might as well play academy players, right? They stack up the pitch to the end. We still got to see academy players, so that means they're not mutually exclusive. That's how I feel about that. So
How
it's
many
nice.
debuts have we seen this season? Julio Diaz,
Four.
Tawfiq, okay,
Hannah
and then
Montrate and Mosio.
yes, right. 4 debuts. Not bad, guys. Not bad. 4 debuts. That's
Yeah,
I think this is the highest debuts
very
on
good
the
for
Simeone
Simeone
era.
standards.
No, we've
Yeah,
had six before, but
six.
in this
Okay,
season
my
we've
bad.
been very good. I thought we were gonna get like none, considering how big the squad was and all these other things. But it's just like, speaking of, let me say this very quickly and briefly. I'm going to reiterate for the millionth time. Please do not buy Nico Gonzalez. There is no position that we can use him that he is useful in. He's not particularly good defensively. He's not particularly good offensively. He doesn't actually work hard. He seems like he does because he runs a lot, but he doesn't do anything particularly effective. I remember in the live stream that we watched, right? We were watching, and it's like you have time and space, and he heads the ball right to Firmino instead of an Atletico player. And then they start a counter, and we almost concede from it. And it's like there's so many moments where it's just like, why are you here in this position instead of just making sense of what way it was around you? Any money spent on Nico Gonzalez is a waste of time, and I'm including his salary next season. Do not buy him. Do not even get him on a free. I don't want him. Bad player.
It really reminds me of like one saying, like the art of looking busy on the pitch. I don't know if you guys heard that, but anyway, like it was mostly used for Jude Bellingham, but I'm just saying. Anyway, Keeks, you have questions from our viewers, so quick. Let's just keep it.
Yes. I guess we already did the thoughts on Obed. There was a joke question: Is Alemany a spy?
Moving on to the next question, please.
What are you on?
The next question would be set piece defending for Atletico. And because you mentioned specifically Bernal at the far post was free against us in second half again.
Yes, and just as he came on as well. So I think that's something we have to like look for.
I think,
and especially the short corner tactic from Barcelona. I think in this game also, like they did that. Like
when Obed was the I think the free man to stop the short corners, we did actually have a lot more like freedom to breathe. But I think for the most part, our set piece defending was good, but there's clearly still a weakness there. It does need to have not just players, but a structure that makes sense out of that situation, because you can't just.
I remember the 3-0 we lost at the Camp Nou against Barcelona. Barcelona were constantly doing the short corners, and we just gave them all the space in the world to prepare the cross. No problem. Have your time. So I don't want to see that again.
And I mean, in this match, it happened. I mean, like you guys can say, like, fine, like we were a man down, but Joao Cancelo had all the space and time in the world, even today, to put the ball in.
Yes, so we can do that.
The next one was Giuliano the best player on our side? I know, it's like I think Giuliano had a lot better of a time on the pitch. And I think as soon as he came off, almost any outlet that we had on the right hand side just disappeared because there was no runner basically on our team.
True. And as much as I really want to say, like the second leg of Copa del Rey, where I think Giuliano didn't really look good against Joao Cancelo, and this match I think Giuliano looked really, really good against Joao Cancelo.
But it was more so because I was thinking about it, but that away game against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey we should ignore it, looking at it into the future, because I think the plan was heavily focused on, okay, we can let Barcelona score 3 goals. So the more games that pass, the more I think about that, because all the players pretty much talked about that they were ready to concede 3 goals, and I don't think something like what we saw there is going to repeat itself. Hopefully, no. I like to dream, but like Giuliano, on paper, Giuliano against Cancelo is a bit of a mismatch. I know Giuliano is not the best dribbler, and that would probably be a bit better, but Cancelo is not the best at defending his back. So on paper, Giuliano should be running. I am more confident when Giuliano plays against Joao Cancelo than Balde. But
I think he had more freedom and more joy against Balde than Cancelo, even though I think he also had a lot of joy today.
That's why I say on paper. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe this game we didn't get to see it fully because it was pretty much a B team, and maybe in the 3-0 it was because we were defending a lot. So I don't know. On paper, I feel like Giuliano is very, very prepared to do good things against Barcelona, and I hope we don't see the same as the 3-0.
Definitely.
We have 3 more questions. Go
Having
ahead.
said that, yeah, no, go on, Keeks. It's okay. I'll save it for the ratings. Go on.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is from Jerry Lou 3166. Should we start Bayana in midfield, or do you think and should we play both of them, both Bayana and Jimenez, against Barca at the Camp Nou? I think you can answer as well, Alex. But I feel like because Fran is such a big fan of Bayana midfield. What do you feel about that question?
Eh, no, I know I'm a big Baena in midfield guy, but at the Camp Nou I'll probably play Llorente Kobe if John is not available.
I don't think he will be available on Wednesday.
Yeah, so no, probably Llorente Kobe. No, I don't want Baena in midfield for that game.
Alex, your thoughts?
I'm really confused on this one. I'm really confused. Like Koke is good, but like he can't give you legs. Baina can give you legs.
Mm.
But like Koke can provide you that, like, like calmness on the ball, which Baina won't provide. So I'm really confused on this one. But let's, like Franz said, like if Johnny Cardoso is not available, then I think we all know Koke will play for sure, because Simeone is definitely not going to start Baina over Koke.
Right.
We all know the answer to this one. And then Griezmann will start obviously as well. So I think I don't see a place for Baina right now in the starting lineup against Barcelona in the Champions League.
What about
You know,
Jimenez?
that
He-
was the thing, because
Jimenez
Pubil-
depends if Pubil is available or not. That really
No, but-
depends on that.
that's the thing. Pubil, well, we don't really have any good info on what's happening to him. He's probably not going to play, no? At least the first leg. So what's Simeone going to do? Jimenez or Lenormand?
Jimenez. It has to be Jimenez. Has to be Jimenez.
Yes, but he also chose Lenormand for the Tottenham game. So
And he was terrible.
And
Yeah,
we
and
had
we
a lead.
saw-
And we had a lead. We had a lead at Tottenham. We had
saw-
a three.
I
five
remember
lead.
I remember that in the derby, everyone criticized me a bit on Twitter because I said, "Why is Lenormand playing and not Jimenez? Like, why is now Jimenez not a trustworthy defender for Simeone?" And he entered the pitch that game against Real Madrid and he was so bad. But now he entered the pitch and he was very good. But I
True.
feel like if we're going to defend deep, we saw it in the 3-0 against Barcelona.
As soon as he came on,
yeah, he was so much better. Like in deep defending, you want Jimenez there.
Okay. Next
Next
question. These next two questions are Obed related. I don't know if I should ask them both at the same time or.
Yeah,
No.
ask him both.
The first one, which is, do you think Obed was better than Cardoso could have been today? And would it make sense to have Obed on Wednesday instead of having, or maybe even necessarily next time? So no, Obed. Too much.
Look,
Throw it into
I
fire.
think, I think Obed gave us a lot today. I think it was very much unexpected, and he had a very good game. I think after Giuliano Simeone, if anyone had a good game, was Obed Vargas. So I really want to see this. Like, like I said this. So like every player can have his day, and then but Johnny Cardoso again, like he's much more experienced. He can play in away games and that intense pressure from the away fans. Obed still has to learn that, and and then obviously I'm not, like I said, like Koke is starting for sure. No matter who you're gonna bring at the midfield, Koke will start for sure at Camp Nou. The only question is who's gonna be the next midfielder. And with Llorente available, again, that question also goes away because obviously Llorente has to come in midfield. And I think Molina has, like, I think Simeone is trusting Molina at the moment. I think Molina goes to the right back in the Champions League match as well. So that's pretty much it. So
I think the follow-up question is, does it make sense to trust Molina despite his recent performances?
but he has to.
I mean, does he? Like, he has is not like the ideal option, but he has other options. Like Molina doesn't have to play right back. You could play Llorente right back and have a different midfield. It's not impossible. It's just
So you'll play Obed in midfield in Camp Nou.
no. I'm just saying. Do you risk getting conceded on if you're playing in a deep situation? Molina shouldn't play, right? If you're going to take Barca on, Molina plays. In my eyes, Molina is at his best when he's playing front foot football, when he's taking on these chances. So
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So,
I agree on that one. I agree on that one. I agree on that one. That's a good point.
and the final question: do you see? This is from what writes. The last question was from Speedy Gonzalez, 790. So what's up with y'all and put in like a bunch of numbers afterwards? This is like a Xbox Live account. But anyway, next question is Red Whites 3651. Do you see Vargas getting pushed out of the squad if Edison rumors are true?
We should save this. We should save this, and we should save this one because again, it's gonna get a different conversation, a debate actually. But
I'll be brief. I can answer.
Wait. Let's. It's better to save it because we know our opinions, and we know when we get into a debate where one thinks one thing, the other thinks another thing.
Yeah,
it lasts like 20 minutes.
Fair enough. Yeah, Fran has chicken in the oven, fellas. We have to wrap up. So we'll
let's just go to the ratings now.
Let's go to ratings.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Juan Musso. I mean, he was the man of the match from La Liga, and by voting as well. So again, Juan Musso, how much would you rate him?
It's 9 out of 10. I think there wasn't much to complain about. I think his build-up was good. I think his saves were good. The only thing is kind of unfortunate where he had to deflect the ball for the second goal. But I can't really blame that on him. It's just a hard shot, and you kind of have to push it somewhere. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say 8.
So, yeah.
Okay. I think he could have done better with the first goal. I really believe so. But
I don't agree.
Wait. No, wait. I'm going to say 8.5 for Musso because I want to save my 8 for another one.
All right.
Okay, fine. But I think I'll still give him a 7.5.
Next player.
Molina. For me, I think he deserves a 7 in this match.
All right. Are you just watching the score there or like?
Fran?
6.5.
Okay. Lenormand, I think like he started good and then like again, like I said, like he faded away, and especially was at fault. Was at fault for the goal as well. So for me, a 5.
I'm not really gonna change. I don't have too much different opinion on that. I think this is par for the course with Lenormand. I don't really like him because he does this all the time, and he did it in Sociedad. I don't know why we bought him. Next player.
Time bomb.
Yes.
Now let's
next player, Alex.
I'm going to say 5. 5.
Okay, Longley. I would say, I think, funnily enough, Longley today, like, yes, he made mistakes, like, ran into Barca players, but I think, like, defending wise, I think Longley didn't really do anything bad. I don't really remember him. I remember him, like, getting a yellow card for sure, but I mean, that's there. But I would say I'll give him a 7 as well. Longley will get a 7 from me.
That first interaction where he ran into like 3 players and then pulled somebody back, I don't know how that wasn't a yellow card. I really don't.
Yeah. And he lost the ball so stupidly there. Like that pass was so obvious.
But besides, I don't know. 6. He just frustrates me sometimes. Like
he gave it assist as well.
I'm giving him 6 because he did assist. Like he was good. Yeah. It's just like there were several moments where if Barca was on their P's and Q's, that's a goal. You know what I mean?
Their P's and Q's.
Yeah. That's like that's a 23s.
Like what was the other one? Top notch? No. Yeah. No. Big ups.
Yeah. Big ups to Longley. He didn't make the mistake. Next one, Nico Gonzalez.
No, hang on. I'm waiting for Fran.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Sorry. I'm going to say 6. Like 5 Lenormand and 6 Lenglet for the assist.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fran's mind is on the chicken. Anyway. Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez, I would give him, just like I think the number like from his jersey only. I think a 2.
Some guy in wait, Jakey. I assume Sankis knows him.
Yeah, Jake.
He commented on one of my tweets. Let's see how the other guy of the podcast finds a reason to give him a 4 to Nico Gonzalez.
Nah, it was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
clear
1.
weakness on our back line. Yeah, I can't give it a 2 though. That was just terrible from start to finish.
He got himself sent off in the middle of the game when we were not playing bad at all.
Yeah, it's
home.
A level of bozo I can't quite understand.
Yep.
Next, Giuliano Simeone. I think he gets an 8 for me. For me, I think yes, he was the best player on the pitch.
I don't really disagree. I quite like Giuliano a lot.
8. Yeah.
Cookie, I think good and bad both. I'll give him a 6.
I was gonna say the same. I think there were some moments where he just made a pass and it's just like that can't be Koke, right? But then there are other times where it's just like the run, the other things. It's just like I don't know. It's weird. 6.
Yeah, he wasn't the best, but I still would trust him in a big game like midweek. But yeah, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Obed Vargas, I think another 8 from me for Obed Vargas. I think if anyone was next to Giuliano, I think it was Obed Vargas. So
8.
that's another 8.
Yep. Great game.
Great game, exactly. Thiago Almada. And Thiago Almada was having a competition with Nico Gonzalez. The only thing saved him was not getting a red card, I would say. But I would say Thiago Almada a 4. There you go. I'm gonna go on the
3.
whatever the guy said on the comment section. Yeah, 4.
Yeah,
3.
4. I think you know what? I'll give him 3. Yeah, he was useless. Look, I
3.
don't know what he was doing. Yeah.
Okay, Griezmann. Okay, I think I'm gonna be harsh on Griezmann a bit. I think he missed 2 chances, but he was great. Other than that, I think he was great in everything. He was great in everything. So
7 is fair.
6.5.
I was going to say 7.
7.
Okay, Baina, I think again a 6 for me as well. I think there were moments where Baina did good, but I think that's it. I don't
think
really
that
remember
was-
much of.
He was
much
just
of
a little
Baina.
too isolated for his own good in a game like this, and it's unfortunate. But yeah,
I'm going to say 6.5 because of the bias.
and then substitutes. Ruggeri.
Ruggeri came on. I think he did a really good job against Lamine Yamal. To be honest, I didn't expect him. Ruggeri.
Yeah, he didn't. He of all people didn't have the time bomb situation. So props on him.
True. Exactly.
6?
So I think
Right.
I'll 6. Yeah, 6. I agree. 6. Jose Jimenez. Fran. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah.
No,
go
6,
on.
6.
Okay. Jose Jimenez. I would say.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, it's like 7.
I'd say 7.5.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
really good defensively. It made the entire defensive element of the second half very, very easy for us.
Okay, I just remembered the tackle again. So yeah, that 0.5 more. I'm gonna move to 7. Okay, and then Javi Morcillo. I think I really like the intensity from this guy. I really liked it. I really liked a few times where he won the ball as well. So for that, I think I'm gonna give him 6.5. I would say.
I'm happy with that. I'll take that.
I would say 6.
Oh, damn.
Alexander Sorloth.
I mean, he was just having a jog in the park, to be honest. I just remember him however, Juan Garcia getting the ball, he was jogging towards him. Juan Garcia shoots the ball, and then he was jogging back. And that was, I think, the role from Sorloth. Just jogging to Juan Garcia and then jogging back.
I keep,
the same
you know what I keep thinking about? it Sorloth in that one-on-one scenario messes up the play, right? And I think about last year around this, like a little earlier this time, where we played Leverkusen. Julian Alvarez beats 2 players and then beats the keeper and scores a goal. And I'm just like, it's just 2 different levels here. Huh?
Funnily enough, if that Ruggeri pass reaches Sorloth and Sorloth controls it very perfectly on his right foot as well, goes towards the goal. I'm not really confident if he scores that one as well, to be honest. But anyway, I think I'm gonna give Sorloth. I can't. I mean, I rated Thiago Almada 4, so he did
But
very well.
I rated Almada 3, so Sorloth 4.
4.
Wow. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna go 3.5 for Sorloth. And it was not his fault, I would say. I mean, like he came
That
out
was
for
his
a
fault.
game like where, I mean, yes,
You,
that the
you,
one
as a
one game was
striker,
different.
it's not about taking responsibility, but you need to do at least do your job, especially when your team is defending as hard as they are. And if you can't even do that, I don't want anything to do with you.
Fair enough, fair enough. But what I meant, like, like there was no service, obviously. So he relies on service. But anyway, and the one service he got, obviously he messed it up. Anyway, moving on, Tawfiq.
Easy 10. I'm not talking.
Yes.
Look, I'll be honest. Okay, okay, Fran, go
But
on. Fran, go on.
2 plus 8 equals 10. Those are his numbers. It makes sense. We're giving him a 10 out of 10. Move
Yeah.
on.
No, I'm probably going to give him a 6,
Really?
6.5. Yeah, I don't know. He didn't really got the chance to do a lot. No, we were defending.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, for me, I think like he had a few loose touches, which again,
Check this
I don't
hater.
wanna,
Nah. Check this hater. He turned
Nah,
I don't wanna
18
say
like a
much.
month ago. Check this hater. Nah. This guy kind of stinks at football.
Come on, I'm not saying that. Like, come on, like I'm just stating like what I saw. So I would say, but I think again a good debut. I would say, coming in an intense game like Barcelona as well. So 6, just because of Saint Kicks, I'm gonna give him a 6.
I also said 6 though. What are you going to say, St. Kicks? Like actually,
I gave you my number. I'm giving you a 10. I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm too deep into the gimmick. You're gonna have to take the 10.
okay, yeah. I
Fine.
have to rate that.
Fine. Anyway, guys, so this was the review of this game, which again ended up in an hour long. I thought it was going to be 30, 40 minutes, but
It never
anyway,
is.
Oh, by the way, Philip Lahm was at the game.
Oh,
By the way,
Philip
Philipp
Lam and
Lahm, yeah,
Khabib.
Khabib,
yeah,
exactly. Philipp Lahm
which
and
was really
Khabib.
cool.
So
That's one of my
yeah,
favorite players ever.
yeah. So now we know like we don't have to invite these two guys because they are unlucky for us. Anyway, uh, moving on. I would just say that like thank you so much if you have like watched until this far, guys. Do you want to say any code word if anyone makes it this far? Tofik.
Mm,
Today's code word is
no,
Tofik.
you do his middle name. Put Zanzi. Type Zanzi in the
How do
comments.
you write
No one can.
ZANZI.
that? Okay.
Okay, all right.
Like Zanzibar.
Yeah, like that.
There you go, guys. There you guys. You have your code word, Zanzi, if you make it this far. And like as usual, just like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon for the preview of the Champions League game, which we will try to record very, very soon. So see you guys soon. Until
Have
then,
a
ciao,
nice
ciao. Bye
Easter
bye.
weekend. Bye bye.
Ciao.